They say you die twice. One time when you stop breathing, and a second time a bit later on when somebody says your name for the last time. Hi, I'm Zakai. This is a huge fear of mine. Another name for this is Athazagoraphobia, which I'd love to say, by the way, which is specifically the fear of forgetting, being forgotten, being ignored, being replaced. You know, stuff along those lines. Which I feel like is crazy to have as, a biggest fear. And it absolutely sucks to have. Also, side note, I did actually change a little bit how I'm doing these videos, and unlike the last one, which is about me quitting YouTube, ironically. Thanks for watching that, by the way, if you did. I appreciate that and wasn't expecting it. This video, as you can maybe hopefully tell by my microphone quality, I am actually putting effort into this one a little bit. Anyways, Athazagoraphobia. It's something that I've had and I've known I've had for 5 years, maybe longer. I'm not actually sure. Long time though. And I've never really seen or heard other people talk about having this fear. Which is why I wanted to talk about it. Like, a lot of this stuff that I do online is so that people can remember something that I've done, or whatever, right? Something about me. Because my biggest fear is that I'll grow old and nobody will remember me. I've had times in my life where people that I knew for like years, like oh god, I don't know, like 3-4 years maybe, which isn't a short amount of time, and these are like people that I saw like every day, and then I eventually reunited with them one day, and they were like, "Who are you?" Which now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this specific scenario happened when I was I think I was 16 still. I might have been I was a teenager. I was a late teenager. That might have been the first time where I kind of had that feeling, now that I think about it, where I was like, wow, they don't really remember me. After a bit of talking to these people, they eventually were like, oh yeah, I recognize. I think one person said, I recognize that laugh, which made me feel great, which is I think even funnier now, because my laugh now is different than it was 10 years ago. I don't even remember how I laughed 10 years ago. I think it was kind of cringe. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of changed how I laughed in early 2023, and I just like let loose and wheeze now, which is a way funnier laugh for sure, and it's definitely more iconic, I guess. I don't know, but that's it's funny. I don't even remember my own laugh, but that's like completely different. Anyways, that's sidetracking. So I wanted to make this video because, like, in comparison to my not comparison, adding on to my last video about me thinking about quitting YouTube, right, is why I do it. And I hope that answers that question. Is I want to do it because I want something for people to remember me by. That's not the only reason I do it, to be clear, but that is like a big motivator for me, is I don't want to fade into non-existence, is I don't know the best way to put it, maybe, which it sounds terrifying to me. Like it just, I don't know, it makes me think of having Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever, right? And you are forgetting everything, everyone around you. My fear is basically the inverse of that. It's trying to see people, maybe 20 years from now, I'm I'm not I'm not old. I'm in my 20s. In 20 years from now, I'll be in my 40s. I think it would maybe kill me if I talked to people in 20 years and they had no idea who I was. This actually did happen to me, now that I think about it. There was a childhood best friend that I had. I was really, really, really close friends with this kid for all the way from kindergarten to 5th grade. So, which is, a long time of being kids. And it's like, we hung out like every weekend. We played games together. We talked all the time, whatever, right? And then I remember I left schools and stuff, and I was too young, so I never really kept much in contact with him. I think I did a few times, but eventually it just kind of stopped. But not even like that long after. I think 4 years later. Let's see, I would have been in 7th grade. 2 years later. 2 years later, which isn't that long. I looked mostly the same. I think I had glasses maybe now. But I saw him, like we met it was just in public. It was just like this weird spot. And he did not recognize me at all. Like I recognized him immediately. I was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Hey, how's it been? How you doing? He just looked at me super questioningly, like he had never seen me in his life. And then he just like quickly walked away from me, which was, I was just like, damn, he forgot me. Funnily enough, I saw him again like 2 years later and basically confirmed it. That he had no idea who he is. I mean, I have no idea what goes on with him now, but I'd be surprised if he remembers me. Maybe he remembers someone, but who knows, And that's just like, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, going forward though, Athazagoraphobia gives me like actually pretty bad anxiety. With being forgotten. This has happened in other ways, such as somebody was this was 2023, I think. Somebody was trying to put together a recording session for Uno, and they eventually did it or whatever, and they got together the thing, and then they did it. And then I think I kind of joked with them. I can't exactly remember how this conversation went, because it was a smaller conversation 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever. I can't count. And I remember that they said, "Oh, I forgot you. I forgot to message you." And that just like almost instantly sent me into a panic attack. It wasn't a very big one. It was a pretty small panic attack, but it was just like the fact that they forgot about my existence for a little bit just hurt. I don't know. It just hurt. I don't know what else to say on this video, to be honest, other than like try to remember your friends, I guess. Try to do things for people to help them remember you. A lot of the things I hear a lot is compliments, especially for guys, not for girls as much, but like compliments, they get remembered for quite a long time. Like you could definitely go in a lot of places and you'll see people talking like, oh yeah, this person complimented me like 5 years ago and I still remember it, So I feel like that's something that people should just do more, is just, I don't know, if you're nicer, maybe you'll be remembered more. If you're mean, people will try to forget you. Maybe it's probably why this person maybe tried to forget me, but I don't know. I don't really remember exactly how I was when I was a kid. For the longest time, I thought being afraid of bugs was My biggest fear? It's still a huge fear of mine. I don't know the exact name of it. It's not arachnophobia, because it's like any small rodent, any small bug. Fuck it, any big bug actually too. Any just bug in general. But, and the reason for that is actually because of X-Files, by the way. Fuck that show. It's good, but fuck that show. But then I kind of, the longer I went on, I was like, no, actually, I would rather fight a bunch of bugs than have people forget who I am. Or even for me to forget who I am. That's also that's also part of it is I don't want to forget what my goals are. I don't want to forget, you know, my own personality, who I am, who my friends are, or whatever. And yeah, there's a lot of times where, you know, people say it's like, oh, I forgot, I don't remember this or whatever. And it's like, I have to not be a bitch. And, you know, people forget things. It just happens. It's just natural. But it is hard to kind of work around. And I think a big coping mechanism for me is making, not these videos specifically, but content in general. So yeah, if you ever feel like, you know, you want to be remembered, and that the thought of people forgetting that you're there is scary, maybe you have it too. Maybe you're Athazagoraphobia. I think that's how that would be pronounced. I've actually never looked up the pronunciation for this word, so I could just be absolutely butchering it this whole time, which would be kind of funny. All right. Anyways, I hope this video sounded better. I do have like 2 more ideas for videos on this channel that I might do. I'm not super confident with talking just about like random stuff, but there are a few things that I can talk about that I, you know like this was one thing that I just wanted to be like, hey, this is a thing that I have. I've never really seen much stuff about it. To be fair, I haven't really looked, but that's besides the point. And then I have, you know, 2 other ideas. One is also pretty serious. I mean, this is like a serious video, but it's not as serious as the last one. The other one is serious, but more of like a, I don't know, the best way for me to say it is not depressing. And then I have one more idea that will actually take a lot of time. Or at least in comparison to these videos. These videos take me like 30 minutes to an hour to make, tops. I mean, I literally just sit and record, and then that's it. But I do have an idea that will take me probably like 6 hours if I want to do it right. So yeah, watch out for that, I guess. And maybe I'll upload a main channel video on Zakai Games. I really want to change the name of that. I hate going by that name, genuinely. Just Zakai, man. I wish I could change the app, but I can't. I play video games, so whatever. Hopefully I'll upload a video there soon. I haven't really had the chance. I do know that I have stuff planned for that channel in the coming months, but I just can't do it this month. Anyways, take care.